Hey everyone, so I wanted to talk about the new controversy with, the live action film for The Little Mermaid and how Ariel is a black woman. Just to give you a rundown, they're doing a new live action film for The Little Mermaid and they casted a black woman for the part of Ariel, even though in the original Disney film she was white and she had red hair. So a lot of people are mad because they're like, oh, this is my favorite character. You're ruining my favorite character. And then you got some people who are like, this is blackwashing, and everybody's got all these different opinions. So I'm going to put my opinion out there because I haven't seen anyone say the stuff that I'm about to say, and that's the reason why I'm making this video. When it comes to how I feel about it, if I see a black actor playing someone who was originally white, I just care about how good the movie is. So I'm just like, I hope that the acting is, good. But I'm also very hard to please when it comes to movies. So at the same time, I don't look forward to the acting because she's a Mary Sue. It's not really gonna be that challenging to find someone who can play a Mary Sue. I don't get excited to see Mary Sue characters. They're all the same. So if you can't do a Mary Sue role, that's kind of sad. So I can't really look forward to the acting with this movie, honestly. If she does something phenomenal, the movie would have to take a darker turn or some shit. Because to be a Mary Sue is just to be Toru, to be happy-go-lucky, and everything's just, oh my god, so wondrous, and wow, it's so exciting. So whatever. That's just how I personally feel about it. I'm just like, I was never a big fan of Ariel, so I don't really care. But at the same time, I do understand why people are upset, and that's the thing that I want to talk about today. It just annoys me that we're in this day and age where you gotta be colorblind when a white actor is being replaced with a black actor. But if the roles are reversed, you have to notice their skin tone. It doesn't make sense, and it is hypocritical. Because if the roles are reversed, people will be mad. And then that's when people are like, oh, but the history, blah, 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 blah. Okay, if you took Mulan and made her a black woman, people would be mad. If you took anyone who's not white and replaced them with another race, people would be mad. But because they were white, that's what people are like, whatever. Why are you upset? You're racist. And that's the thing that pisses me off. Like saying, oh, you're racist if you don't think. No, they're not racist. You can, be okay with black people and you can be black yourself like me and still have an issue, with those type of things. Again, I personally don't care. But you can still there are black people who do have an issue with this, and that doesn't mean that they're racist. The only people who are racist are the ones who actually think black people are inferior or something. There's some racist people who have an issue with it, but that doesn't mean everybody's racist. And I just want to cut this in at some point in the video because I knew I was forgetting something. So I might cut in a few times. But, I'm a pale black girl. And I am African American on both sides of my family. And if I were to play the role of Princess Tiana, even though I'm African American on both sides of my family, my skin tone just so happened to come out pale, people will be up in arms. Even though I'm African American. They'd be like, why'd you pick her? Why'd you pick a white woman even though I'm not? And I have 4C hair. So it's fucking obvious that I'm not a white woman. It's fucking obvious. But if they use me for her role, people will be angry even though I'm African American. And I would understand why, because they want to see Tiana in live action. So you can't tell me, well, there's some Dutch people who look black. Ariel's Dutch. There's some Dutch people who look black, so why not? Because that's not what her original character design was. That's a separate thing. That's clearly not what her character design was in the first movie. This is a remake of that movie, not a remake of the Brothers Grimm, not a remake of any other story, a remake of the first Disney movie for her. So it'd be the same thing as if you used me to play Princess Tiana, even though I'm African American and my hair is nappier than hers. So I was saying to a friend earlier today, I don't look for racist black people when I argue against blackfishing. I just argue against the argument itself. I don't need to find a racist person made this argument, so if you make that argument, you're racist. That's not how it works. Racist people can believe in anything. So Just because they say the same thing you do doesn't mean you're racist by association. Just doesn't make sense. So that annoys the shit out of me. It's just dumb straw mans on those people's parts. And aside from that, it's just the idea of if you like a character a lot and you really want to see them in live action, you're going to be annoyed when they don't look the way that they're supposed to. That's why everybody keeps ragging on the genie. No, nobody is sitting here saying, why is it? I mean, there might be some. Yes, there's 7 billion people in the world. I want to establish that before I go any further. I don't want anyone telling me there actually is this. There actually is that. There's 7 billion people in the world. So going forward, whenever I say no one, I clearly don't mean the word no one. It's part of the whole 99% communication is everything but the words we say. I clearly don't mean literally no one. But anyway, nobody was sitting there like, oh, well, you made the genie black. That's why I don't like him. No, he just looked weird. Like, people had a problem with him looking weird because he doesn't look like the genie in the movie, and he doesn't really look all that good because they didn't know how to contour his fucking face. So that's why they had an issue with it. It had nothing to do with race. He just looks weird. But when it comes to this, everybody's like, no, you're racist. How can you look at the genie and understand why people are upset with his character design, but with Ariel, it's a race thing? Is it because he's blue? Like, come on. And I've heard a few people now make this argument where it's like, oh, the original Ariel didn't look like that. Okay, the original Ariel is from like either Brothers Grimm tale or something else. The people who are a fan of Ariel from the original Disney movie are not a fan of the original tale of Ariel. They like the Disney princess Ariel, the Disney princess. It's the same thing with Tangled. People draw the Rapunzel chick. They draw her because they like her character design in that movie, not the original design of Rapunzel. So they want to see her in live action. If they were to make like a live action movie, they would want it to look like her from the Disney film. Same thing with Elsa and so on. That's how I was with Maleficent. I really wanted to see Maleficent the way she looked in the movie. So I was really curious how they were going to do that because she had those crazy cheekbones and stuff. If they hadn't given her those crazy cheekbones, I would have been upset. So another thing I was telling my friends was like, if my favorite video game character, like a character in a video game, was in a movie and they didn't look like they did in the game, I would be peeved about it because I really would want to see those characters in live action. Now, if they took someone like Phoenix Wright and made him black, I wouldn't be like, you made him black, this is gonna suck. Because again, I am the kind of person where I'm curious to see how is it gonna turn out. Like, I like the Black Cinderella, for example, even though that movie is goofy as hell. I liked it. So I still want to see, but there's going to be a part of me that's like, man, I wish I could have seen it in live action. The only reason why I don't get up in arms about this stuff is because, honestly, like, all the live action adaptations fucking suck, except for Maleficent. That's the only one I've seen so far where I actually liked the live action character design. All the other characters and all the other live action versions of the Disney films, I haven't liked them. I'm like, they don't look like the character from... And I say it, my friends know, I say it in every single movie. I'm like, oh, that doesn't look like Aurora. That doesn't look like Cinderella. That doesn't look like... They don't look like them. And it bothers me. It does. But they've been doing it this whole time. So the fact that they changed Ariel to a black girl, that's why I don't care, because they keep fucking up the character designs. And I do want to see them look the way that they do in the original films. But since they have yet to do that with the princesses, I'm just like, fuck it, here they go again. That's why I personally don't care. But the point that I'm making is that it just bothers me that people are being called racist for being annoyed. But if the roles were reversed, they wouldn't, So it's like, do we not remember all the arguments people made for, whitewashing? People would actually make arguments saying, oh, well, what if they just couldn't find a good actor? What if they couldn't find a good black actor, a good Indian actor, and the white one was the best one? And every single time someone made those arguments with whitewashing, a bunch of minorities would come out and say, oh, what about this one? What about this actor? Why not get Idris Elba? Why not get Cuba Gooding Jr.? Why not get blah, 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 blah? They just be listing a bunch of black people who they're like, they could have did the role. They could have did it. They did this role. It's just like that role. So you can't say, well, what if that really is, because Disney was like, oh, she was the best one for the job. But whenever they say the same thing in reverse, people get mad. Clearly, they're not the best one for the job. There's millions of actors out there. You're telling me you couldn't find a white actress who could play a Mary Sue character? You gotta be fucking kidding me. You gotta be fucking kidding me. So it is a dumb argument, and it was dumb when it was for the whitewashing thing. It's dumb for this too. So it's just like the fact that and you know that Disney is being slimy because they didn't even address the fact that she's black. They're like, well, she was beautiful and her voice is beautiful, so we thought she was best for the role. They're like, we don't see color. I'm like, you know she's fucking black. You're not even gonna address it. And one of my friends, like, put it perfectly. Like, she was saying it's this new age of, like, this fake woke stuff. And it's really slimy because they're just doing it to make their brand look better. You know? It's like, oh, see, we're more inclusive now. And I actually saw some comments, like, saying, and some of them were black people, saying, yeah, why not just make a whole new black Disney princess? Why not do more of those? I'd rather have them just make her look the way she did in the movie and then put out new princesses. And I forgot to mention that my friend also said that it's looking like other companies are going to start following suit, you know, purposefully replacing white characters with black characters just to, you know, it's like a trend at this point. It's disingenuous, you know. There's a lot more races out there than just black people. But it's seeming like people are just like pandering to audiences for money. You know, you see those TV shows where they've got like, oh my god, like fucking Sabrina. Like I hate that fucking show. It's so bad because the show is literally just the name. Like it is just the name. It's nothing like the original show. They are like pretty much kicking out characters or just completely changing them. The concept is nothing like before. They should have just made a whole new witch show, but they slapped the name Sabrina on it, you know, so that fans would come and watch it. And instead of the fans waking the fuck up and realizing that it's nothing like Sabrina, it's its own witchy show, and they just put the name on it for, you know, money purposes, marketing. Instead, they just keep watching it anyway. And, like, one thing that annoys me is that they got this one fucking character in the movie who's like, her best friend, she's got, like, a black best friend and a trans best friend. Like, come on. Again, like, this is just pandering. I'm sorry. Because her fucking trans best friend has no fucking character. She has no character, no personality. She was a she at the beginning, and I watched mainly the first season because I just got sick of it by the time. Like, she transed right at the end of the movie. So, yeah. I forgot his fucking name. Why did I say movie? The show. I forgot his fucking name, but whatever, it's like Tommy or some shit. And he has no personality. Every single time he's on screen, he's just like, oh, I'm trying to transition. I don't know, like, what I should do. Maybe I should do it this way. People aren't accepting me because I'm trans. And I'm like, is there anything else to you? No. Like, you have no character whatsoever. They just put you in the show to pander. It's fucking annoying. Like, I hate it. Why put it... Like, I don't want to see a gay character in a show just because they're gay. Like, give them a personality. I don't want to see, you know, you just switch people to a black person just because. And again, like with this Ariel thing, she's a fucking Mary Sue. I don't give a fuck how phenomenal you say her acting is. She's playing a Mary Sue. It cannot be that fucking exciting. Even in the Brandy Cinderella movie, her character was the most boring character in the movie. Brandy bored me to death. Like, they were lucky that movie was so fucking ridiculous and just stupid and silly. Like, that made up for how bland her fucking personality was. But Brandy was the absolute most boring thing in that fucking movie. She's like, I want to be a princess. I want to go to the ball. And that's just how she talked the whole fucking film. It was stupid. So, yeah, like, the fucking prince had more personality. Dead serious. I actually liked his character and remembered him a lot more. So, yeah, it's just pandering. It's just a bunch of fucking pandering. And it's disingenuous. And people are defending it. And then calling people racist because they have an issue with it. I'm not fucking racist because I understand why people are upset that their character doesn't look the way that they did before. I'm not racist for that, and they're not racist for that. If a racist is also upset, then they're upset and they're racist. Those are two separate things. We're going back to whatever the fuck I was saying. Again, like, all in all, the only big issue that I have with this whole thing is calling people racist for being annoyed that their favorite character doesn't look the way that they did. Why are they racist for that? Why are people not allowed to be sad that their favorite character doesn't look like themselves anymore. Don't you have a favorite character? Don't you love their character design? It doesn't matter if you don't like Ariel's character design. It doesn't matter if she's not your favorite character and you don't draw picture after picture of her. There's people who draw the shit out of Disney princesses because they love the way that certain princesses look. And so just imagine your favorite character being put into a live action film finally, and they don't look the way that you wanted them to. It's not racist. It's just you want your favorite character to be in the movie. And I would feel that way if my favorite video game character didn't look the way they were supposed to. I don't care if their original design and the original script of like some story from 15,000 years ago was a completely different character. I like this character from this video game. I want to see them look like that in the fucking movie. I feel the same way when they make a character have blonde hair instead of brown hair. I'm like, why? Why not just give him a wig? Why? Like, it annoys me. But at the same time, there's some movies where I personally don't mind. Some shows. I don't mind that Starfire is black. And a lot of people do. I like her character design a lot. But that's because I personally like it. I still understand why other people are upset. So unless you're talking to someone who actually views black people as inferior, it's not okay to label them racist for being upset that their favorite character doesn't look the way that they do. It just doesn't make sense. So... And I do feel like it's pandering on Disney's part and that they are just trying to rebrand themselves and get away from their racist past and all that. Another friend of mine asked me, so what's like the solution or whatever? And it's honestly easy to not keep repeating the same bullshit with these controversies. Ask yourself, if the roles were reversed, would you be upset? That's how you know if you're being a hypocrite or not. Just switch the roles around, and if you're mad, you're being a hypocrite. It's as simple as that. Don't tell me, oh, what about the history of black people's history? Just think about if your favorite character were to not look the way you wanted them to, would you be upset? Or if your friend, if you had a friend who really liked a character and their character was in a movie and they were upset, you would understand. So you should be able to understand this and not call people racist because of it. If someone's racist, they're racist. If someone wants to see their favorite character, that doesn't mean they're fucking rachist. So that shit annoys me, and it's just a way to silence people from talking about the way that they feel about stuff, and it's just stupid. So overall, that's my opinion. And, again, Ariel was designed after Alyssa Milano. Like, that was... They didn't just come up with a random design for her. They actually did take a lot of inspiration from Alyssa Milano's face to make her. So clearly, she was supposed to look a certain way. And fans of Ariel know this because I've spoken to fans. They're the ones who fucking told me in the first place. They're like, oh my God, did you know that she was designed after Alyssa Milano? Yeah, there's people who care about her character that much. There are. So, yeah, they're not racist because of that. And if anyone is racist, that's a separate issue. Learn how to do two things at once. See two different things at once. So, that's all I really got to say about it. Maybe I forgot a couple things, but that's the gist of it. There's no argument you can make in favor of putting down people who are upset about it. They have a right to be upset. Do they have a right to be up in arms and riot? No, shit just doesn't work out the way you didn't want it to. Oh well. It happens all the fucking time. That's how I feel with every single Disney movie. The characters look like shit in every fucking movie to me. Shit doesn't work out the way you want it to. You shouldn't be too angry about it, but it's okay to be upset. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. You can share your thoughts. I'm gonna go back to working on other shit that I've been working on. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.